We have our front row for the doubleheader weekend here at the AMA Pro Racing Championship weekend here at New Jersey Motorsports Park, and our top four are joining us here. In fourth place, number 54, Roger Hayden, riding the Team Jordan National Guard Suzuki. Third place, Ben Bostrom, his teammate, Team Jordan Suzuki. Second place, yesterday's professional pole sitter, Tommy Hayden, on the number 22 Rockstar Makita Suzuki. And pole sitter, and very close to the lap record, Josh Hayes on the Monster Energy Graves Yamaha. Roger, let me start with you. You ended the session there in probably a manner that you didn't want. Tell us a little bit about your fall there in turn 7.
It's a pretty easy fall, actually, so I didn't really tear the bike up or anything too bad. I was just had a pretty good lap going, and I came up on Jeremy Toy, and you know, he was just kind of cruising around, and I had to lock up the front brake to avoid running into the back of him, which a little unfortunate. You know, I don't mind crashing if, you know, I'm pushing hard or, you know, trying, but you know, silly crashes like that I don't really like. But you know, overall the bike feels pretty good. You know, I'm feeling pretty good for the race. A start's gonna be important. This place is really tough to pass, but you know, it's gonna be a long race, gonna be a tough one, but I'm looking forward to it.
You know, again, your season has really been an upward trajectory, and this weekend you've really been on the pace, kind of right out of the box. Is this a track that you like?
Yeah, I like this place. I haven't been here a whole lot. The last time I was here was on a 600, but you know, it's pretty fun. It's tight. It's kind of small for a big bike, but I enjoy it.
Great job. Ben, you're joining your teammate up here, and an excellent job. You weren't able to improve on your time from yesterday, but nonetheless, you're third on the grid. Tell us a little bit about your weekend.
Voila. The weekend's going really good, which is great. Right out of the box, both the Jordan and National Guard bikes were towards the front, so it's really nice to see, and I think it's good uplifting for the team. I've been in the back too long, and I had a great bike at Laguna, and I just kind of bit off more than I could chew there, and kind of riding something with lack of brakes, and it got me. But here, the bike's great. Roger's been killing it the last few races, so the team's done a lot of work this year, and they've come a long way, and it'd be great to end on a big high for them, because the boys have done a good job. So obviously always chasing this fantastic double here. The Yosh and Yami boys, Josh and Tommy, are doing an excellent job. So I think the race is going to be amazing. Also, there's a championship on the line, so try to foul it up for the boys, but obviously we want to win, and Jordan needs a win. Too many second places here. So it's time, so we'll do our best.
Well, nice to see you up here in the front row. Tommy, again, you were just a tenth or so off your time from yesterday. Did you work a little bit today, maybe thinking towards the race and with a mind on the race, or were you really concentrating on trying to get pole?
More the race, really. I mean, for me, the point, you know, is not quite as important as for some other people. So, you know, I was a little bit. I had a few ideas to try. I thought we can improve. So worked on that today. Obviously, I wanted to try to stay on the pole. You know, it's a good feeling. It's good for the team. But we're pretty close, I think, overall. I feel good. We've made a few adjustments. I'm having fun out there, kind of enjoying the weekend, and I'm looking forward to the race. I think obviously it's going to be a tough race. Josh has been setting a good pace most of the weekend. A lot of guys are really close. These other two here have been fast as well. I'm sure Blake's not gonna, you know, give it away easy either. So I expect a big battle today, maybe one of the bigger ones of the year. So we'll see what happens. I'm looking forward to it.
Great job. Josh, quiet day yesterday, it seemed it, but you were on the pace and close and led the session for a little while. But today you really put an exclamation point on it. Tell us a little bit about how you accomplished that.
I think today was just, we really didn't change much. Everything, it's about what I was able and capable of doing yesterday. Had a couple of good laps going. It's been really, really difficult in qualifying for me to find a clear lap and be able to get around clean. I got one little run earlier that was it was okay, and I went out and thought I could improve on it, and struggled with the track again and finding some people on the racetrack that made it tough again. But you know, my bike's working good. Everybody's a little off of what they were last year, and I feel like I'm on that pace, if not just a touch faster. And I'm just having a lot of fun riding around on the motorcycle. I feel, considering a championship deal, I probably feel less pressure than I've ever felt being in championship contention before. You know, so I'm having a good time riding around there. I know Tommy's gonna be there in the race. You know, it's been 2 years in a row, 4 races. He's always there. Raj has been getting so much more consistent, and I remember Ben being fast here when he was riding Yamahas, you know, the last couple of years. And so it's funny, you feel fast, and it seems like the passing is a little tough around here, but everybody's all in a big bunch, and it stays pretty close for a while. So I'm sure it'll be exciting racing. Everything's looking good on my side. It's just a matter of going out there and having some fun and going through the motions.
Are you set on tire choices and some of the settings for the race?
Yeah, no, I think that we have a good race bike. The tires that we qualified on are what we're going to race on, and you know, everything's pretty simple, and we can put together good laps. I've done a lot of 21s this morning. I started on a used tire from yesterday and did 21.4 on the 17th or 18th lap on the tire. So I feel pretty good about everything.
You know, bonus points were so important for you last year, and once again, you get another bonus point. You've really made a meal of getting all these bonus points. How important is that?
Well, it's kept me in the championship. I have 2 race wins to his 6, and I'm still here, 4 points down. So I'd say it kind of speaks for itself there. So, you know, I'm doing my best to be fast at every opportunity. I've led almost every race this year, I think, at one point or another, and been on pole position all but 1 race this year, and I'm proud of what me and the team have accomplished, and we're still here fighting. So now, you know, my approach to this weekend is to just kind of go through and treat it like every other weekend I've ever done, and it's kind of up to Blake if he wants to win it or not. You know, he has to get out there and force the issue.
Great job. Questions for our Evan?
No, he's been off the front row a time or 2 this year, and he came back to win the races. You know, I mean, he has a lot of pressure sitting on his shoulders right now. He hasn't been in a championship situation before that I can remember, and now it's the AMA Superbike Championship. It's the big dog, you know, and I'm sure that weight is pretty heavy. I remember it was for me last year, and I came in with a pretty healthy lead. That was really tough for me. But this year, I don't feel the same weight. I feel pretty comfortable and confident, and I'm just, all I got to do is do the same thing I always do, and I feel like it's kind of up to him. I'm going to ride the best race that I can, which I do every single weekend. Nothing changes, and see what happens.
Other questions? David?
You pitted, about 10 minutes to go, and then came back out. It seemed like you were setting up for a qualifying run, but didn't see any fast laps pop up. Were you still working on race setup?
No, the last time I put a new tire on, and you know, I'd hoped to improve. Rap's bike was laying pretty close to my line for a couple laps, my first 2 laps, so I was a little uncomfortable with that. And then once that got out of the way, I tried to do 2 more laps, but made a couple mistakes and never really got back into my rhythm like I needed to. The last lap, I think I was my best lap of the session, but still not good enough. For whatever reason, didn't seem like I could put my lap together there the last time. So we'll see. I feel good for the race.
Roger, you rode your bike in. Is it okay? Easily repairable?
Yeah, I think it's just a right handlebar, so it didn't flip or anything. It was pretty easy fall, so shouldn't be a problem. But if not, if it's tore up worse than I think, then I'll just ride the other bike. Both of them feel the same to me, so either way, this crash isn't really going to affect us for the race.
Great. Any other questions?
Josh, is it because it's hard to pass here? Is that why the racing ends up being so tight in
I don't know. There's just some racetracks that it seems like everybody can roll around pretty good at. Mid-Ohio, pretty amazing track, but the times are always really, really close. You know, you get 10 or 15 guys within a very small time frame. So this is another one of those racetracks. I don't know what it is. The way it flows, everybody kind of gets about the same pace going around and keeps it close, keeps it exciting. The races might break into a couple of different groups, and it'll be kind of infighting within those groups, and we'll have to see how that plays out. I'm going to try to take my group and go that way, like we did at Laguna. I liked that. That worked good.
Over here,
So,
Ralph.
and anybody can answer this really. So because of that, the way you have to race this track, does that set up how you guys have to approach when and where you pass, or what you might have to do to encourage the opportunity to make a pass?
I think for me, you know, I can't let Tommy, if I don't get a good start, I can't let like Tommy and Josh get away because you know, not that comfortable yet to you know, if they get a big gap that I can chase them down. So if I don't get a good start, I have to be pretty aggressive the first lap to try to get up to the first group and not let them get away like at Laguna there.
Seems like the first lap or two offers the most passing opportunities because everybody's seeing the track at speed for the first couple of laps there. And, you know, you tend to just, even from just riding from this morning and wait until this afternoon, sometimes you can be off a foot or two, sit up a little early, something like that. And if you're ready, you can capitalize on somebody's mistakes. As we get into it, you know, 3, 4, 5 laps into it, it's going to get really difficult when the tires are the best to make any passes much of anywhere around the racetrack. Middle to late stages of the race kind of goes into your strengths and weaknesses. Whose bike works good in this area and whose bike works good there, and then you can get pretty creative with passing based on how your bike works in this particular section or that particular section of the racetrack. So it's you know, we'll have to see. I don't know. I have an idea from riding around Tommy before where his bike's strong and where it's not. I'm sure he has a pretty good idea of where mine is and isn't. And, you know, these other two boys, we're going to have to wait and see whenever they get out there and get into the race and kind of see how it all falls together.